Hello, welcome to final part of Module 7. In this lecture, you will learn about intent services. Intent service is a base class for services that handle asynchronous request on demand. Clients send requests to start server's API, then the service is started as needed, handling each intent in turn using a worker thread that is a separate thread from the UI. Finally, it stops itself when it runs out of the work. This work queue process pattern is commonly used to offload the task from an application's main thread. Intent service, unlike services, implements on-handle intent. To demonstrate use of intent services, let us create a project which will initiate an intent service determining number of users logged on a server. And the service will intimidate the activity back, the count, if the users drop or increase more than 10%. The main activity will have text view displaying the updated count of the user logged on. So let's first add the text view. Now let us create an intent service fetching the user count from the server using this URL. Let us first implement a function that will make a call to the server using the URL just shown. As done in the async task lectures, let us create a HTTP URL connection. Once we have received our data, let us create a function to publish that data to our main activity. As discussed, the onHandleIntent function will be called whenever this service is started. Hence, let us create a timer task which will repeatedly call this getData function so that our service in the background keep checking the user logged on to the server. So we schedule this timer task to run after every 4 seconds. Now, as we discussed, the intent service run on a completely different thread, unlike the services we studied in the last lecture. Hence, intent service cannot be binded with our main activity to communicate data back to it. Hence, to communicate between an intent service and any other application component such as activity, we need to broadcast a message to it. Broadcasting is a technique in an Android system to transfer messages from one application to other. To receive any broadcast message via application component such as activity, one needs to register a broadcast receiver in it. Let us see how to send and receive a broadcast message between our service and activity. Please note, we need to publish our broadcast message only if user count has been decreased or increased by 10%. For that, let us first check what is the current increment or the decrement in the user count. Here, to receive any broadcast message, we need to create a broadcast receiver and register it to the Android system. So let's do that. Also, let us start our intent service. This completes our application. Now let us run our application and see if everything is working fine. One last thing, as we are going to use internet in our application, we need to add that permission in our manifest file. There you go. You can see our current user logged in is changing whenever there is a 10% change in user logged in. Please note the formula to calculate the change in 10% of the user's count will be something like this. Now you must be wondering, we have studied threads in Java, then async tasks few lectures back, and now we studied services. So what is the difference between all of them and when to use what? This slide depicts some of the differences between them. Like services though run on main thread but is useful when we need a task to keep running even if our activity is not visible, like playing music in the background. Similarly, async task is generally used when we need a constant communication with the main thread, whereas intent services are generally used for long tasks, usually running in the background with no communication in the main thread. That's all I have in this lecture. This completes the module 7 of this course. Please attempt the quiz and the practice question associated with it. In the next module, we will learn about notifications and Google Cloud messaging services. Thank you.